All right, everyone, listen up. This is important. This is about reality. This is about what it truly takes to succeed at the highest level. It's about winning. It's about being a champion. And you need to understand something fundamental, something absolutely vital. It's not supposed to be easy. Most people think success is easy. They think you just show up, have a good idea, and everything falls into place. They are wrong, so wrong, believe me. Winning is hard. Becoming a champion is incredibly difficult. It requires talent, yes, but it requires something else, maybe even more important. It requires the ability to handle pressure. Tremendous pressure. Look around, who are the champions? In sports, in business, in life, are they the ones who run away when things get tough? Are they the ones who avoid challenges? No, they are the ones who step into the heat. They are the ones who perform when the stakes are highest. They are the ones who don't just survive pressure, they thrive on it. Pressure doesn't break them. Pressure creates them. Pressure creates champions. And I know about pressure. Unbelievable pressure. More pressure than most people could ever handle. Financial pressure, legal pressure, media pressure, political pressure, every kind of pressure imaginable. And I didn't fold. I didn't quit. I didn't disappear. I faced the pressure. I handled the pressure. I used the pressure. And it helped make me a champion. I am proof. Absolute proof. You see guys out there, they have potential, they have talent, they have energy maybe. But as soon as the pressure is applied, as soon as the situation gets difficult, as soon as things don't go perfectly, they freeze. They choke. They make mistakes. They lose their nerve. They look for someone to blame. They look for an easy way out. They quit. They are broken by the pressure. They never reach the level they could have. They never become champions. They become losers. And that's a sad thing, a very, very sad thing to see. Is that you? Are you afraid of pressure? Are you avoiding challenges? Do you crumble when the stakes are high? Do you find yourself making excuses when things get tough? Do you perform well when nobody's watching but fall apart when everyone is? If you are, then you are blocking your own path to greatness. You are preventing yourself from becoming a champion. You need to change right now. This is your wake-up call. You have to understand this truth. Pressure creates champions. And you have to seek out that pressure, face it head on, handle it, and use it to make yourself great again. You have to hustle hard when the pressure is on, harder than ever. Hustle so hard that the pressure doesn't slow you down. It makes you faster, sharper, more focused. You hustle hard under pressure, or you will stay a loser forever. Believe me. It's the hard reality of winning. People see the success now. They see the tremendous buildings, the beautiful golf clubs, the iconic brand, the power, the winning. They see the presidency, the movement, the energy. They see a champion. They see someone who performs, but they don't always understand the journey to get there. They don't see the times when the pressure was beyond belief, when it was designed to crush me. I know pressure, real pressure, the kind that wakes you up at night, the kind that is a constant weight on your shoulders, the kind that makes every decision feel like it could be your last. I faced it in a very big way starting in the late 1980s and continuing into the early 1990s. It was the economic crash, a sudden brutal downturn. It hit the real estate market, the financial markets, everything. I had built tremendously, the best buildings, the biggest deals. I had used leverage as smart developers do, but it meant carrying significant debt, billions of dollars. When the market collapsed, the value of those assets plummeted, but the debt remained. It was a massive amount. Estimates put the total debt associated with my properties and guaranteed by me at around $9 billion. $9 billion, it was an almost unimaginable number. More debt than almost any individual had ever been responsible for. And with that debt came pressure, unbelievable pressure, crushing pressure, pressure from the banks. Many different banks, big ones, small ones from all over. They had lent the money and they panicked. They saw the value of their loans disappearing and they wanted their money back immediately. They were aggressive, they were ruthless. Their lawyers were relentless, Phone calls all day, demands, threats of lawsuits, seizure of assets. Meetings where they looked at you like you were already finished, like you were just a problem to be disposed of. They applied maximum financial and legal pressure, trying to force a quick, unfavorable resolution for me. They thought I would crack under that kind of pressure. They thought I was weak. They showed no mercy. Zero. And the media, the fake news. They were a major part of the pressure campaign. They saw an opportunity to bury me, to make sure I never came back, writing nonstop negative stories, fabrications, calling me bankrupt, though I wasn't personally bankrupt at that point. The pressure was certainly at that level. Putting my picture on magazine covers with headlines saying I was finished, washed up, over. They were actively cheering for my downfall, adding maximum public and psychological pressure. They wanted to destroy my reputation, the Trump brand, everything I had built. They wanted to make sure the name Trump would forever mean failure. They are nasty people, very nasty. They applied pressure from the sidelines, never risking anything themselves. It was a relentless, all-encompassing pressure from every angle. Financial pressure, legal pressure, public pressure, immense psychological pressure. It was designed to make a person crack completely, to break down under the weight of it all, to lose their ability to think, to fight, to even function, to just give up. Most people faced with that kind of pressure, owing billions, attacked by banks and media, publicly humiliated, would have shattered. They would have surrendered. They would have disappeared. But something inside me refused to break. When that pressure was at its absolute highest point, when it felt like the weight of the world and then some was on my shoulders, I didn't collapse. I didn't hide. I didn't quit. Instead, I felt something else. I felt sharpened, more focused, more determined than ever before. The pressure didn't diminish me. It clarified things. It showed me the path I had to take. It intensified my resolve. It made me tougher than I ever thought I could be. It made me realize that this immense pressure was my ultimate test, my chance to prove I was different, to prove I could handle anything they threw at me, to prove I was a champion. That was the moment, the internal decision, to not just try to survive the pressure, but to actively embrace it, to use it, to thrive on it, to let it make me sharper, faster, better. I realized that pressure doesn't build weakness, it exposes it. And if you can withstand that pressure, if you can perform under it, if you can still make smart decisions when everything is on the line, then you are stronger than anyone who can't. You are on the path to becoming a champion. That pressure is the forge where champions are made. You have to make that shift in your own mind. You have to stop being afraid of pressure. You have to stop running from difficult challenges. You have to seek them out. Take on the projects that scare you. Go for the goals that seem almost impossible. Put yourself in situations where the stakes are high, because that's where you will grow the most. That's where you will test your limits. That's where you will develop the strength and resilience required to perform when it matters most. That's where you become a champion. You cannot be soft. You absolutely cannot be soft in the face of pressure. Pressure finds softness and exploits it. If you are soft, you will crumble. You have to be tough, mentally tough, emotionally tough, physically tough. You have to train yourself to handle increasing levels of pressure without losing your focus, without losing your nerve, without losing your drive. It's like a muscle, you have to work it. Excuses? Excuses are just the sound of someone failing under pressure. It was too much. The pressure got to me. I couldn't handle the stress. Pathetic. Champions don't make excuses about pressure. They welcome it. They use it as fuel. They perform because of it. They know that the higher the pressure, the greater the opportunity to show what they are made of and to achieve something truly tremendous. To become a champion, you have to stop making excuses and start using pressure as your greatest motivator. So the strategic action to become a champion involves deliberately stepping into the pressure cooker and performing at your highest level. My comeback was forged piece by piece, deal by deal, project by project, all under immense pressure. Negotiating with the banks? That was a continuous high-stakes pressure test. Billions on the line, my entire future on the line. The pressure forced clarity. It forced tough decisions. It forced me to focus like a laser. I had to understand their position, find leverage, project confidence, be willing to walk away. I had to be smarter, tougher, and more resolute than they were. Performing under that relentless pressure, staying calm, thinking strategically, making deals that allowed me to survive and keep fighting, that proved I could handle the heat. That proved I was built for pressure. It was the first critical step in proving I was a champion. Building Trump Tower? Doing that, completing that iconic, luxurious building on Fifth Avenue, making it a massive commercial and symbolic success. That was done under the immense pressure of the world watching, waiting to see if I would fall or rise after the financial crisis. The pressure to prove everyone wrong was immense. Making it the best, the most visible, the most successful building possible, that was performing at the highest level under incredible scrutiny and pressure. It showed the world that the brand wasn't broken, that greatness could be restored, that I could deliver excellence even after facing near destruction. Building that tower under that kind of pressure solidified the comeback and showed the world the strength required to be a champion. Then came The Apprentice. That show was a different kind of pressure, but pressure nonetheless. Performing on live television, making quick, decisive judgments about people's careers. That's pressure. You're fired. Delivering that line, making those decisions week after week in front of millions of viewers, that's performing under pressure. The show was a tremendous success because it captured that energy, that decisiveness, that willingness to make the tough call under pressure. It showed a winning attitude. It was another platform to demonstrate that pressure didn't diminish me, it amplified me. It showed the world that I could handle the heat and perform, that I was a champion. The Trump brand itself has faced constant, relentless pressure. Attacks from the media, from political opponents, from competitors. Pressure on its reputation, on its value. But it has endured and thrived because it is associated with strength, with quality, with winning, with performing under pressure. A strong brand can withstand pressure and even get stronger from it. When a weak one crumbles and disappears. You have to build your brand, personal or business, to be tough enough to handle the pressure of the marketplace, the pressure of criticism, the pressure of competition, and then the ultimate pressure cooker of all, the 2016 presidential campaign. If you want to know about pressure, that was it. The most intense, relentless pressure imaginable. The entire political establishment of both parties against you. The vast majority of the media actively, openly trying to destroy you. Billions of dollars spent against you. Constant, vicious attacks, lies upon lies. Scrutiny on every single thing you've ever done or said. Every word analyzed, distorted, used against you. Polls saying you can't win. Experts saying it's impossible. It's debates on live television with tens of millions watching. The grueling schedule. The weight of the expectations from your supporters, the people who believed in you. The pressure was unbelievable. Non-stop. 24/7. Most people would have not only cracked, they would have shattered into a million pieces under that pressure. They would have made fatal errors. They would have lost their nerve. They would have quit. But I didn't. I embraced it. I thrived on it. The higher the pressure, the more focused I became. The more energy I had. The sharper my instincts were. The more I wanted to win. I used the attacks, the negativity, the pressure as pure fuel. It didn't break me, it drove me harder. It made me better. And I performed. Under the most intense pressure imaginable, I performed at the highest level. In the debates, facing multiple opponents, handling tough questions, projecting strength. At the rallies, connecting with millions, delivering the message, feeling the energy. In the interviews, fighting back against dishonest reporters. On election night, when the pressure was highest of all and everyone was in shock, we won. We won the presidency against all odds, against the entire corrupted system. Winning the presidency under that specific level of pressure, the likes of which has rarely been seen, that is the definition of being a champion. Absolute, undeniable proof. It wasn't just about winning, it was about winning when the pressure was strategically applied to make you lose. It showed the world that I could handle anything they threw at me and still come out on top. That's what champions do. They perform at their best when the pressure is highest. Now back to you. Look at your life. What are the moments of pressure? Are you facing them or avoiding them? Are you breaking under them or learning from them? Are you letting pressure make you weak, or are you using it to make you strong? You need to be honest with yourself. You have to understand, if you want to achieve anything great, anything significant, you will face pressure in your job, in your business, in your relationships, in your personal goals. It's unavoidable. It's part of the process. And if you are afraid of it, if you run from it, if you crumble under it, you will never reach your full potential. You will never achieve greatness. You will never be a champion. Are you afraid of taking on more responsibility because it means more pressure? Are you avoiding starting that business because you're afraid of the financial pressure and the risk? Are you holding back from speaking your mind because you're afraid of the pressure of criticism or confrontation? Stop being afraid. That fear is holding you back. Face the pressure. Step into the arena. You need pressure to grow, just like a plant needs light and water, or a building needs a strong foundation to withstand weight. Pressure reveals where you need to be stronger. It highlights your weak spots so you can work on them. It pushes your limits so they expand. You don't become a champion by staying in your comfort zone. You become a champion by pushing yourself under pressure. So what pressure test are you currently avoiding? What challenge are you running from? What difficult situation is making you want to quit? That situation, that challenge, that pressure, that is your opportunity. That is your chance to get stronger. That is your chance to prove you can handle it. That is your chance to make yourself into a champion. You have to make a decision right now, today, that you will not be broken by pressure. That you will use it, that you will thrive on it, that you will perform when it counts the most, that you will become a champion. And then you have to take action, immediate action. Deliberately put yourself in situations that create productive pressure. Take on the difficult project nobody else wants. Start the challenging venture that has a high risk but a high reward. Speak up for what you believe in, even when it's controversial. Compete when the stakes are highest. Don't avoid the pressure, seek it out. Embrace it. Never quit, especially not when the pressure is at its peak. That is precisely when the weak give up. That is precisely when champions dig deepest. You keep fighting, you keep pushing, you keep performing, no matter how hard it feels, no matter how much you want to stop. That resilience under pressure is the mark of a champion. Build your mental toughness. Build your resilience. Train yourself to handle stress. Learn to focus your mind when chaos is all around you. Learn to make clear decisions under pressure. These are the essential skills of champions who thrive when others fail. Take risks, calculated risks. The greatest rewards in life and business and anything often come from taking on the biggest challenges, which always involve the biggest pressure. Be bold, be smart, learn to perform when it counts. Practice and prepare, yes, but understand that the real test, the real opportunity to shine, happens when the lights are brightest and the pressure is on. Dominate your field, dominate your competition, and dominate under pressure. Be the one who gets stronger, sharper, and more effective when everyone else is faltering. Pressure creates champions. I am proof. I faced the most intense pressure imaginable throughout my career and my life, and it didn't break me. It forged me. It made me sharper. It made me tougher. It helped make me a champion. You have the ability to handle pressure. You have the ability to become a champion. That raw potential is inside you, but you have to be willing to step into the heat. You have to be willing to embrace the pressure. You have to be willing to fight. Stop being soft. Stop making excuses. Stop running from challenges. Decide to be tough. Decide to face the pressure head on. Decide to perform when it counts. Decide to be a champion. And start today. Find your pressure test. Embrace that challenge. Don't wait. Go out there. Seek pressure. Handle it. Use it. Perform under it. Fight. Hustle. Never quit. And become a champion. Be a champion. Big league. For yourself, for your family. It's for your future. Go be a champion. Believe me, pressure creates champions. And you can be a champion. You have it in you. The strength is there. Now go prove it. Go feel the pressure and win. Win. Win.